Grand Bahamians applauding the appointment of longtime Grand Bahama resident and diplomat, the Honorable C.A. Smith, as the new Governor General. The Pelican Bay Resort preparing for a hot summer season. Health officials involved in a marathon cataract intervention program.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, it is official. Grand Bahama resident, former cabinet minister and parliamentarian, His Excellency C.A. Smith will be the next Governor General. The Cabinet Office announcing late yesterday that Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Marguerite Pinling, will be demitting office on the 28th of June, and His Excellency Cornelius A. Smith will be appointed the new Governor General of the Bahamas. The statement says that Mr. Smith has provided leadership to the Bahamian community and to social and civic organizations, including the Chamber of Commerce and the Kiwanis and Rotary organizations. A community and political activist from the 70s, he is a founding member of the governing political party. The Honorable C.A. Smith has served as a senior cabinet member and as ambassador and a permanent representative to the Organization of American States and non-resident ambassador to Mexico, Malaysia, and Colombia. He presently serves as the Bahamas non-resident ambassador to 6 Central American countries. We have reaction now to the announcement of His Excellency, the Honorable C.A. Smith, being officially named as the country's next Governor General. Smith has served as a member of Parliament on Grand Bahama for 4 consecutive terms. That's from 1982 to 2002. Tonight, Grand Bahama residents are applauding his latest elevation. Natalia Hall reports.
The statement issued by the Cabinet Office says Honorable C.A. Smith is a committed, civic-minded individual who has, for more than half a century, provided leadership to the Bahamian community. The Honorable C.A. Smith, a native of Long Island, also served as the Bahamas ambassador to Washington, parliamentarian, Minister of Education, Minister of Public Safety and Immigration, Minister of Tourism, and Minister of Transport and Local Government. These residents say they believe Smith is most deserving of the post.
I think it's a very good choice, and I also think that he'll do a good job, but he has a big feat to follow behind. So my confidence is with Mr. Smith.
He served this country for a long time, and he did a very, very good job. And not only that, C.A. Smith is one of my personal friends. He's a good fella, and I think the government made a good decision putting C.A. as Governor General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
An experienced individual, a pioneer. He's a good man, and he's been in government for so many years. He's done a lot of great things for the Bahamian people over the years.
When you would have come up through the system, and I thought about it the other night as a young kid in Long Island, running around, and to advance the way he is now, I mean, it makes all Bahamians aspire, and it gives the Bahamians the thought that I can accomplish this. If CA can do it, I can do it.
Former Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama, Kenneth Russell, says he is proud of Smith's accomplishments.
He's a pretty good fellow when it comes to his concerns and needs for the Bahamas. So I think CA will be a very good, I hope, special, because I still have a number 1 former Governor General who I think was the best, and I think CA have the ability.
Now, this official announcement comes after it was widely rumored on social media. You may recall that about 2 weeks ago, Smith broke the news to staff at a farewell luncheon at the Passport Office in Grand Bahama, which was recorded and shared on social media. He later apologized and explained that it was a private discussion that was never intended to be made public.
I think it's just a gathering with him and his staff, and it was recorded without his permission, which wasn't fair to him.
It was a bunch of nonsense. It did not make any sense. I think some people just trying to pick on certain things, which is really didn't call for.
The appointment of His Excellency C.A. Smith takes effect June 28th. That is when current Governor General, Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Marguerite Pinland, demits office after serving for a period of 5 years.
That's democracy. And when it comes to really having a balanced nation, we should give some of the pioneers a chance to represent us as a people.
These persons who are the persons who have served as Governor General, all of them are up in age, well up in age. And I think that we did well by letting them have their roses, letting them know that we respected their involvement in our country, that we respected them as persons, that we believe that they could still lead this country even further.
Now the Honorable C.A. Smith will be the 10th Bahamian to hold the office of Governor General. It's Talia Hall, ZNS Network News.
And now to news from the tourism sector. A hotel property is boasting of healthy growth, and for the most part, officials say local business is helping them to see a good return. This coming as the resort recently invested thousands of dollars in renovations. Operations manager at Pelican Bay Resort, Della Bridgewater, says that business has been going well at the resort, and in fact, the summer months are projected to be even better. She notes that the resort has been undergoing renovations, which have just been completed.
That's 89 rooms that we would have completed starting since August of last year. So we are very excited, and since we opened the last phase last month, we have been extremely busy. Especially over the past weekend, the holiday weekend, we were oversold, and actually this week we're almost to that same status. So it's been very well. Our corporate business has continued to grow, and of course now it's the summer season, and we tend to see now a lot of pickup in the leisure market.
Reservations supervisor Dominique Smith noting that bookings for the resort have been going very well.
We actually launched a fortnight free promotion for our leisure market because year-round we're mainly corporate, but in the summer we take a turn for the leisure business. And due to the summer festival, which is in August, and the Gombe Summer Festival, which is in July, we thought to launch that fortnight free to encourage leisure guests to come and stay with us and enjoy what we have to offer, especially our newly renovated rooms.
During the summer months, the island of Grand Bahama is expected to come alive with cultural activities. Smith says that domestic tourism is always heightened around this time. She is encouraging all Bahamians to take advantage of the amenities available at the resort.
Especially on our holiday weekends, this past weekend with the GB Homecoming and the powerboat race, we had a significant amount of domestic tourists. We take advantage of our new room. They are extremely nice, very modern and tropical. We have our Sabor restaurant that opens every day, lunch and dinner, which is also at the pool, so you can bring your family out. Come and enjoy a weekend with us at the happiest hotel on Grand Bahama Island.
A bright future on the horizon for cataract patients, thanks to the Bright Journey program that was launched in 2015. The Grand Bahama Health Service is hoping to help a significant number of patients during the second phase of the program. Jamila Mizik reports.
The Grand Bahama Health Services, along with the Public Hospitals Authority, embarking on their latest healthcare initiative. This week, medical officials from the Princess Margaret Hospital are assisting with the Marathon Cataract Intervention Program. This initiative last took place in 2015 and was supported by the Chinese government, but this time, Grand Bahama Health Services Administrator Sharon Williams says they're proud to say that the team is local. The medical team will provide screenings and surgeries for at least 60 patients with cataract disabilities.
This exercise for Grand Bahama Health Services in partnership with Princess Margaret Hospital will provide significant release for all of the patients on our waiting list and of course their families, because what will happen is we're restoring sight, we're assisting with physical health and wellness, and of course emotional health and wellness for the patients and their families.
PMH Director of Ophthalmology Dr. Dawn Russell Herman says she's been visiting Grand Bahama for the last 2 years, providing specialty care for retinal patients, and it was during that time that they were made aware that there was a backlog of cataract cases.
I think it's a good initiative, and I think that it shouldn't stop here. We should be able to do this more often so that we can provide care on both ends. And so far we've gotten off to a great start. We have been able to complete at this stage about 16 cases, which I think is history in terms of a Bahamian ophthalmology team coming together and providing service.
A team of 6 physicians will be conducting the surgeries. Now, the cost of the services will be free to persons like old age pensioners, while other persons in different age categories will have to pay a fee. However, Williams assures that the cost for the services they're receiving is extremely reasonable. Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, police are continuing investigations into the murder of a Freeport teen. He was reportedly stabbed to the upper body early Monday morning. At last report, 3 teenage males were being held in connection with his murder. Tonight, we learn more about the 16-year-old victim, who, from all accounts, was trying to turn his life around. While 16-year-old Joshua Davis was an official student of Jack Hayward High School, he was currently attending Ruthnell Technical Institute due to behavioral issues. Founder Fred Delancey says that Davis was enrolled some 4 months ago by his mother, who charged him with taking care of her son and helping with those challenges.
The first 2 months of his existence here, every time something went wrong in the school, the first name I called was Joshua. But after that, a transformation occurred. Joshua began to dress properly, look decent. He participated in class discussions. That means he studied more. And Joshua went from F average to a B grade in the classes that I taught: science, religion, and agriculture, basically. The last 2 months of his time here, I think Joshua became almost a model young man.
Delancey says that Davis was beginning to show great progress in his studies and was very excited to begin the welding course in the upcoming semester.
He was taking English, math, science, computer science, religion academically. On the technical side, I had him for agriculture, and he was about to move into welding. As a matter of fact, his father just called and said he was about to purchase his welding gear, and so he was excited about getting into welding for the next term. I told Joshua at the end of this year, last term, this term passed, that I was so proud of him. He did so well, such that in September I was going to name him a prefect.
Delancey adds that oftentimes society tends to give up on young people rather quickly, but he says that Davis's mother was determined to see a change in her son.
Joshua's mother is all broken up, I guess that's natural. But here's a woman who really invested into her son, and she believed, when everyone else did not, she believed there was something special about this boy. And she made sure, she brought him here and came to visit me every single week to make sure there was some progress. And so therefore right now, she is so broken up, so distraught. I guess she even wants me to come on a job to talk to her, but we'll go there later on this evening to do that. So I commend her for the effort she put into this boy, and quite frankly, she saved this young man from destruction. But I guess the streets took his life.
Delancey says that the staff and student body will surely miss having Joshua Davis around the Ruthnell Technical Campus. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Don't go away, there's more news right after this break.